Mohammed and Hitler were the only dictators who climbed to power by creating false and vicious religions.
Mein Kampf 120. By using religious forces for political purposes, der Führer awakens a spirit most would not have believed possible. 123. But once it is in danger of being oppressed, it is justified in fighting with all available weapons. For any man who is not willing to fight, righteous providence has already decreed his doom. The world is not intended for the cowardly.
Good Nazis and good Muslims fight.
Quran 2, verse 191. Oppression is worse than killing. Bukhari. The Prophet said, a single endeavor of fighting in Allah's cause is better than the world and whatever is in it. Quran 9:88. The messenger and those who believe with him strive hard and fight with their wealth and lives in Allah's cause. Quran 9:5. Fight and kill the disbelievers wherever you find them. Take them captive, harass them, lie in wait and ambush them using every stratagem of war.
Hitler, like someone else we know, possessed a delusional self-image.
Mein Kampf 134. Only the best and most courageous characters are suited to act as leaders. If the fight for the new view of life is not led by heroes, then death-defying fighters will not be found.
Both men had a rather nasty habit of overhyping themselves and their causes in hopes of attracting warriors.
Mein Kampf 135. The mission of a successful movement is to gain leaders and fighters. It must embrace its destiny with force, defiance, and martyrdom. It must fight, not negotiate.
Quran 8:57. Inflict on them such a defeat as would be a lesson for others, that they may be warned. If you apprehend treachery from a people with whom you have a treaty, retaliate by breaking it off.
Continuing to connect fighting to religion, Hitler proclaimed,
Mein Kampf 127. With religious conviction, the bearers of the new doctrine must declare themselves ready and willing to fight. 128. The will to fight using all instruments of power gains favor and draws the greatest possible advantage to the movement. 132. Greatness wins new fighters for the cause, and they are rewarded with success.
Quran 8, verse 65. O Prophet, urge the faithful to fight. Quran 9, verse 5. Slay the infidels wherever you find them. Take them captive and besiege them. Quran 8, verse 69. Know that the use of spoils is lawful and good.
Suggestive and impassioned speech served both men. Their lives became a performance in which they played the starring role.
Mein Kampf 136. The masses will always succumb to the force of the spoken word. They need volcanic eruptions of passion and spiritual sensations stirred by the cruel god of misery and the fiery word.
Hitler's words, like Mohammed's before him, served as a confession. The
cruel god of misery
was Satan. He seduced men with fiery-tongued accomplices.
Mein Kampf 137. Only a storm of burning passion can turn people's destinies. Only he who harbors passion in himself can arouse passion. Passion will be given to him by the cruel god of misery. He will choose him, and will give him the words that beat like a hammer, words that will open the hearts of men. The passionate speaker has been chosen by heaven as a prophet to do his will.
Hitler saw himself as a
prophet chosen by the cruel god of misery,
one called to recite the heavenly revelations of a
new view of life,
one called to incite violent passions so that men would fight for his cause. As such, he was the very reincarnation of Mohammed.
Ishaq. Allah's apostle, the Lord of the Muslims, leader of the Allah-fearing, messenger of the Lord of the worlds, the peerless and unequaled. Quran 4:65. They can have no faith until they make you, Muhammad, judge in all disputes, and find in their souls no resistance against your decisions, accepting them with complete submission.
Hitler could have saved himself a lot of trouble. Had he dusted off the Koran's war surah, he could have dispensed with Mein Kampf. Replace Arabs with Aryans, Mecca with Munich, and Prophet with Führer, and the rest remains the same. The cruel god of misery is a more fitting title for Allah's tormented spirit anyway. Fear, submission, and obedience take their rightful place in both men's quest to gratify their flesh. The Koran and Mein Kampf were inspired by the same spirit and for the same purpose. They are equally false, intolerant, racist, hateful, and violent. While the original disciples of both men conquered much of the world, one pernicious doctrine lives on, and it continues to inflame terrorists everywhere. As the beneficiary of the largest transfer of wealth in human history, $1 billion a day, Islam is on the verge of acquiring the weapons of mass destruction it needs to fulfill its destiny. Hitler, Mein Kampf, and Nazism gave us a taste of what awaits us. Unless we come to see Muhammad, the Koran, and Islam in the same light and eliminate their influence, the world will erupt in a war more hellish than we can imagine.